kind of the start. This is the door. First thing you come into the door. Actually, I'll show you this way. This is kind of the whole panel of the first part. So the first thing we see up here is I have a towel here. Usually I'll set it on the floor when I'm oil painting or whatever, cleaning, since it's got paint spots, and same with this towel here. And I have an apron there for my painting as well. This is my new, this is an easel that I have. I'm going to redecorate the easel. It was given to me, but I have my easel. I'm working on a at-home project. I got a reference picture of what I want, and this is, I'm going to frame this and put this on my wall somewhere. So I have that. I have a vintage color wheel up there, and a painting I'm still working on a little bit. I have a couple of things up there, and then on this bookshelf up here, first thing I have is canvases that are too big that don't fit where my other canvases are, and then I kind of stuck my sorting hat up there because I needed somewhere to go. This is my pencil case area. So usually I have a big thing of colored pencils up here, but somebody's borrowing them for coloring books, so I have them out there. So these are all my drawing pencils when I took art drawing classes and stuff. So I have a whole bunch of drawing pencils in here that I can just grab real quick. This is my calligraphy pens, and in here are my Winsor & Newton inks that for calligraphy. I just keep it in this box. It's the set, the 6 or 7 pack or whatever set. Down here at eye level, I have all my painting stuff at hand, my acrylic painting stuff. Usually I need to paint acrylics for short, quick things, so I've got my little crash paints over here, which I like these. I have a whole bunch of basics. I got a whole bunch for a mural that I did in my bathroom. Those are my basics. I have my matte varnish finish. I love the Stop It. It's really quick drying. And then of course I have my flow acrylic. Then I have heavy body acrylic over here. I tried it and I liked it, but I prefer these better. And then of course I have my 2 gessos over here. And this is up here right on hand because I'm working on just gouache painting. So I have my new set of these Reeves gouache brand, just the small set, just to try. So down here is kind of like my crafting table or crafting area. So this actually I used for art school when I went to art school for another drawing class that I took. And these are just white foam practices of geometric shapes because I did it online, so I had to order these and work with these. Back here I've got Mod Podge, I've got my curling ribbon. I have these, I'm going to pull it out so you can see it. I have these Martha Stewart little dots. They're for usually for tables at parties, but I use these for my packaging for my other Etsy shop, or when I do quarter auctions and package them all cute and nice. I just bought this from the Target dollar spot. This is some really pretty trim that I use for packaging as well for my mugs lately. And of course I got this from an antique store, just a jar of buttons that I use for cards and whatever I do. Actually I use them for my rock paintings too that I just did. So I have those. Ooh. Put these back. And of course I have my outdoor Mod Podge. I used this for my mural because I wanted to keep it safe from the bathroom. So I applied that on there and it helps so much. I don't know what this is. Oh, so this is book binding stuff cord because I took a printmaking class and we had to do book binding. So I have this still, and this is actually goes with, it's just my pencil box for school. I just kind of set it there for my bookbinding kit that I used, and actually I found this to be super fun and I still do it today. So I have cardboard, I have more of these cords. I've got bone folders and needles and all of that for bookbinding, which is super fun and cool. Ooh, sorry, my palette knives are in the way. Oh no, printmaking ink. I hate printmaking so much because the ink stains. It is the absolute worst. So I just have these cotton balls up here. I use them because usually I have my nails painted and I don't have a set of acrylics on. So I have cotton balls for nail polish remover and stuff. This is my hot glue gun, hot glue sticks in here. I don't know what else. I've got like paper in here for some reason, but that's what I hold that in, so it's in a bag and on its own. That's my cart with my palette knives. I keep it right there because when I do oil paints, I always use palette knife to either mix my colors or even acrylics too. I use palette knife because I don't want to ruin my brushes. Sometimes I do use brushes to mix, but it's very rare. So down here, I'm gonna have to crouch down a little. Woo! Sore from my morning workout, but I have my bookshelf. So I have some really cool old vintage books in here, which is fun. And then I have my student works books. If like I'm teaching and my students leave something or want me to hold it, I have that with me at all times. I've got a couple how to draw things, usually for like free time when I'm teaching art classes, and I've got mural stuff and like just a couple cool references to work with if I need it as well on calligraphy. Got a kids teaching book for like lesson plans. I've got a couple sketchbooks, watercolor and stuff. This is my reference book. I actually made this where I had a whole bunch of really cool stuff in here for references. I'll show you. So I've got a whole bunch of like really cool references from magazines for kids to, or when I'm teaching, for them to look at and say like, oh, I want to paint something like this, so we go off of references because I feel like references are important. So I have a whole bunch of that. Let me pull this back. Set you down. Sorry, I don't really have like a camera or anything. I'm just using my phone because that's what I have right now. And I'm kind of shaky because I get shaky after a certain amount of time, whether I'm not having enough food or water or whatnot, so I'm just really shaky and crazy. I have paper here because I use a lot of paper at school. I have a sketchbook. This is a sketchbook I use a lot. It's a little bit bigger, especially for like my classes online. I'd use the sketchbook because it was smaller than what I was supposed to do, and it was just easier to take with me when to practice. I do have this sketchbook. I've had this sketchbook for a while, and I'm slowly getting through it. I do have this sketchbook as well, but I don't really use that as a sketchbook at all. I have my Wacom tablet box. Actually, my brother's been borrowing it, and the tablet's up here. I have a how-to book, so it's got references and like pictures of step-by-step of how to do stuff. This is paper. I write in a diary every day, so I keep my diary at hand over here. I have a curriculum book where I have different more lesson plans in here too that are separate and printed, and my Fantastic Beasts book, which I really, really love that book so much. And up here are just pencil holders, like really nice leather pencil holders. I have two different ones in two different sizes. So down here, I usually have this to kind of cover. I use this as like a palette, like it's an old canvas, and I'm gonna do a cool, painting-esque themed of like, I'm using this palette, and that's gonna be kind of like my creative artist palette piece that I'm gonna do. It's abstract-y with all of that. Down here I have a box of our bathroom stuff that we don't keep in the bathroom. We just set it in here because it's also in the laundry room in here. And then I have scrap paper for like either what I do with kids, if I do like collages or whatever. It looks like, oh, I have my gloss paper for my little mini prints. I think these are like 4x8 or 4x10. And then in this box I actually have nail polish and a couple scrapbooking things and knickknacks in here that I keep. And then last thing in here is my sticker sheet, and I had to stick this up so the bookshelf didn't tip as much. On the bottom of my easel, I have 2 rags for my painting, just in case something happens, like the ink, for example. I can wipe on here and it's down here. This is Athena's toy. I usually stick treats in here. It's usually for class to keep her quiet, but I have it in here just because it needs to stay somewhere. And right in between, I have my gift wrap paper, and then behind I have a couple of old drawings that I did for college. So now I'm going to show you my drawer. So I'm going to start from the bottom since I'm already sitting on the bottom. To the right of it, this is the stuff I take to this I'm taking to the quarter auction. I'm delivering a commission and taking some paper, and this is an extra 31 back that I like to use. So on this bottom pink one, I have my sculpture stuff. I took a sculpture class for online school. So I have all my sculpture needs, or like jewelry-ish stuff. Like I have this wire. I've got skewers. This is porcelain paint that I use for painting mugs. I have the outliners right now. I'm gonna order some normal jars so I can just paint. And then I've got a bag of old like sculpture pottery stuff in here. This has, I got sandpaper in there too. Oh, it's like wood glue and other woodsy stuff for pottery. And actually these are for calligraphy. These are Japanese calligraphy wooden pens, but I didn't use them. I just used them for sculpture. They were so much easier. So I have more sandpaper and stuff in there. So I have those. Another sculpture tool. I keep these baking clay in here because sometimes I just use them for whatever, or like my students, I get the colored ones because it's easier instead of painting it, because I don't like making a mess, especially if they're younger, or I don't have like a kiln or anything, so I prefer these so I can take them home and bake them. Ooh, fell. So the next drawer I have are some old painting palettes that I need to clean. A good tip to get all of this off, you can use laundry soap, like the detergent soap, and that should take it off if you soak it. I have a sponge that I use to clean them. I've got this Tupperware cutting mat I used for my sculpture class to do a wax to bronze project, which because the chemicals in the wax, you don't want to use it for food, so that's why I keep it in here in case I have to do other stuff in here like X-Acto knife cutting or whatever, and I keep it in here just in case. So the next one I have is my messy paper section. I've got my transfer paper, I've got chipboard, yeah, this is chipboard, and some scrapbook pieces because I make cards. This is like a sample of a card that I have. Yeah, so all these are like transfer papers. I've got calligraphy rice paper too. I've got my cardstock, the teal that I usually use for cards, in black as well, and some string and stuff, so I have that in here. Up here, kind of mixed match. So it says red acrylic because I used to have the tube acrylics in different containers, but now I got a whole bunch of acrylic tubes, so I just kind of stuck them in here, and same with this, I kind of just stuck it in here. This I got from like a rock painting kit from quarter auction, so keep that in the box. I've got fixative. Usually it's for my drawing class or like pastels. Technically, I don't really work with pastels too much, but so I had this for my drawing class. I have a crimp for making canvases. I was given this a long time ago, and I just kept it because I don't know when I'm going to make them. These I keep in a Tupperware container. These are for painting tubes. Like my oil paint's really more, so I can use that. And then I have cupcake liners. I've been meaning to put this back in the kitchen, but I use these for crafts and stuff for like the toddlers. I think that's just trash, but we make like cupcake fish and stuff like that. Just really fun different things, or even lions or whatever. Up here is, I have computer stickers that I don't use because I'm not I'm a Ravenclaw, so I don't need those, and I took a Slytherin for like a scrapbook or something. Same with that. This is kind of like my heavy pastels. I have tons of pastels. I had these containers and I stuck my glitter packs in here so that they didn't make a mess even if they did. Yeah, these are just chalk pastels. Same with these. These ones are an expensive brand. I think these are Prism Colors or something. And I stuck them in rice because some of them were broken and I don't want to break anymore, so I stuck them in rice to keep them safe. This is old linoleum block from my printmaking class. I gave some away, but I somehow have like a tiny little strip. These are Q-tips because so I don't like to use blenders too much with them. Sometimes it's easy just to use a Q-tip. It's cheaper and I don't ruin them because I use my blenders for my charcoals. And I think these are chalk pastels. Like these are like the thicker ones. Yeah, these are like the really thick blocks that I don't normally use. I just take these to lessons most of the time when I'm teaching. Gonna stick them back in here. So sorry that everything's so shaky. I'm not used to doing this, so I'm gonna come back up here. I have oil pastels. I think these are more chalk. Are these? Oh no, these are oil pastels. So I have two things of oil pastels. I keep my service dog's old leash in here just in case I need this one. I have a better one, so I just keep hers in here. I've got some paint sponges. I don't know why I have those in here, but I do. This card I used for my printmaking class to squeegee kind of like all the stuff in. So I had that, and then I have old glitter in here in this bag. I have more pastels, and I actually have bulldog clips in this makeup bag because I don't usually wear makeup too much, and it's nice and clean. Oh, sorry, I was listening. So it's nice and clean. I like the felty softiness of it. I don't ever use these clips, but too much. I do and I don't, so it kind of depends. So I keep those on hand. A lot of this will just more require stuff. So this is my other drawing section. I have these in here because I don't need them. I have got some old erasers that I take to classes in here. Same with sharpeners, rulers that I don't use too much. That's supposed to go there. I've got a couple kneadable erasers. I've got a normal eraser that doesn't fit. This is an old phone case that I just kind of stuck in here. That's like a note or something. This is my linoleum block, one of them that I kept. I gave other ones away, and I like this print, so this is the only thing keeping me in printmaking really, is this print because I love him. He's so cute. I actually can show you the print. And this is like a container that I take with me around to lessons and stuff, and so I have that in there. I'll stick that up here. And I've got a couple of, so I have this to sandpaper and a stick for like my detergent stuff. And then I have this to kind of, yeah, it's a paint guide, so I use this a lot. I use this mostly for, gotta try to rearrange everything. I use that mostly for other things, so like being able to guard my hand on something so it doesn't get dirty. Oh, forgot that. And oh yeah, and I have feathers in there. In the bag, that plastic bag is feathers because I actually need to use, I do like feather study, so I keep those in there so I can practice drawing feathers. This is my oil painting section. I've got this Tsum Tsum container here for, oh, this is watercolor. It's not watercolor anymore. But for my oil paints, I've got a whole bunch of little ones. I was given these gloves for rock painting, but I kept them in here because I don't like getting my hands dirty with oil paints. So I have gloves in here just in case. Got air tubes here and some different types of things. I really like this gold one. It's really soft and it's an easier one to work with. This is level 1 and all these are level 2 or level 3 oil paints. So that's my favorite type of medium to work with. So up here, I have my watercolor section. I have another 31 bag in here that has watercolor tubes and Swedish watercolor pencils, or Swedish or Switzerland, because my grandma went to one of them out there. I've got a watercolor thing that I need to clean because these are student grades, so they don't do anything or reactivate. I have a stapler gun in here because I was going to put a frame together or whatnot. Just normal small tube of Mod Podge for whatever I need. If I need to Mod Podge like blocks or whatever. I've got pink soap. I love pink soap. I've got my brush cleaner and a sponge. Like that. And then the top shelf here is kind of like my businessy stuff. I keep my stand in here. I've got a couple stickers for that. I've got my book here for receipts that I print or whatever. I've got some thank you envelopes that I use for my stickers. And in here I have like business cards and stuff like that. All that stuff. Oh look! I've actually been looking for this from the Wacom tablet. It's the Wacom tablet pen. My palette knives. I'm going to find a better place for them. It's just right here is the best spot right now. So finally we're up at the top again. So this is what it looks like here. This is just a rubber I just stuck there right now because I filled it up for my gouaches. I've got all these brushes. I stick my brushes in jars and cups that I like. I've got my little figurine for references of the body, even though I don't draw people. And of course I do quarter auctions, so I just keep this at hand when I'm close to my desk, because my desk is over here. So I can fill them up with the currency, like quarters and stuff like that. This is Chris's John Lennon poster. It's kind of stuck in here because we don't have room for it. So I keep that there. I'll show you a print that I was telling you about. This is a print on my Etsy shop. And this is what it looks like. It's really cute. I love it. I've got a frame. This box is going for my quarter auction. 31 bag. That's Chris's drum. We'll see what we're doing with that. Then up at the tippity top, right next to my bookshelf, that's an old picture of my Play-Doh drawing. I've got another painting I'm working on. Slowly working on portraits. It's not going to be good at all. It's just going to be kept here for my practice. I've got another flower oil painting I'm doing. And then of course that's the landscape that I was kind of working on. This poster right here that looks like wood, that's for my background pictures for my Etsy shop. And then this is my desk. So my chair's kind of broken, so I'm getting a new chair. And actually I'm going to start right underneath. So right down here I've got a whole bunch of canvases all leaned up, and a couple, I have a printmaking book, well, like the paper book to do printmaking on, and, oh, whoops, got a whole bunch of canvases. I've got watercolor paper. Right underneath I have my, a couple of tabletop easels in case I want to paint up here on the desk. I have a couple of cutting boards and stuff in here too, or cutting mats for stickers and stuff when I cut out stickers with the X-Acto knife. And I also have a couple of paintings back there that I need to work on. I have a little mini trash can. I've got paper stashed up there. And I have canvases I also need to work on here. Up here I have a palette, and I've got a couple books in there, mixed media books that I practice on. I've got this tray and some bigger paintbrushes for murals, to do longer, bigger scapes and murals. So I have those, and then I have an oatmeal box back there because I'm making something out of that. I don't know yet, but I'm making something. So, hi, I can see you through my laptop. Oh no. So, I'm gonna start here. So this is my water can thing to keep hydrated. I'm gonna get another box of tissue to fill my Mickey Mouse bathtub in. I've got my laptop workspace. Hello. I've got perfume. I have important notes, but usually I just use my, this is for like if I have like specific grocery runs I need to do or whatnot. And then underneath is my Ravenclaw notebook that I use for, for like passwords and stuff. I've got mail here that you probably shouldn't see. And then I actually got this cool like cake display, and I use it for here. I keep my fake flowers up there. I have my Bebras figurine. I've got a Ravenclaw bow. I've got my Niffler and my new little cow with lavender, because lavender is my favorite flower and I love cows. And I have this kind of reference of Harry Potter coins. And back here I have different glasses for, I use them for classes to do wine bottle studies. I've got a mason jar full of pens and a small ruler, a hand, my jewelry fixer because my jewelry comes apart all the time, and scissors. I've got these really fun gel pens. They're not the best. I definitely would say invest in a different set, but for the price, I mean, they're okay. I like the colors vibrancy in it. I expected kind of more. They're more bright than I expected, but whatever. I have my Etsy shop labels that I use. Here, let me release it right here. So this is my Etsy shop. If you want to take a look at my Etsy shop, it's Itty Bitty Art Co. Or you can also type "when in doubt, paint it out," and you can find my shop with that as well. So, and I keep them in this glass container. It's easier. This is an old health book that I used, that I did for a class at one point. We didn't really use it too much, we did, but then I just kind of stopped using it. I use this notebook from like everyday to-do list. I used it for a class last year and I didn't use that much, so now every day I kind of have what I'm gonna do. See, look at my little cat in a cake jar. Oh, he's so cute. Anyways, and then this is my this is my school binder, so I kind of keep all that together. I used to have protector sheets, but not anymore. This is an old coloring page. I love the look of it, and for me, not that I'm going to color it, but reference to see how line work really helps me when I look at other people. If I'm trying to practice, I'll take references like this and I can practice off of it. And I understand better in like coloring book pages in a sense, because I can see the actual lines and the outline, how to sketch it out better. I don't know, it's just how I learn how to do different things, is through the sketchbook. So I have that. Over here we have the dryer and the washer, which I have some stuff up there. And actually this is my altar. I am a kitchen witch, so I keep an altar. Trust me, this is not real. It's a veterinary school for studies. I've got chalice, I've got my dried flowers. I just need a couple more elements to put up there. I've got my backboard that I painted. Got a cute little witch painting that I did. I've got my bell, got a couple candles, and my protection. I was given that as a brooch, and I keep it up there for like my angels to protect. I have my tarot cards. I love tarantulas, so I've got a cute tarantula figurine that I used in my drawing class, and I stick it up there. And I got my book of shadows, and I have a kitchen witch cookbook back here that I really love and I go by for everything. So, oh, and then I made this. This is a little pentagram. So yeah, that is my thing. I got a cute little vintage bell. So yeah, this is my art room. I'm going to pan around from left to right so you can see it. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is my inspiration wall. I was given a couple paintings and some of them are mine. Yeah. So yeah, that's my tour, and I shall see you soon.